Me Too is officially dead, and Joe Biden killed it. The media creation known as Me Too started by a cadre of Democrat who's who in a bid to snuff out Republicans that more times than not took out Democrats. The movement, which had as its premise that all women should be believed, imploded due to the absurdity of the notion that we should cancel due process for men. Me Too went just a step too far when it targeted their very own Joe Biden. In a bid to exonerate the handsy presidential contender, Democrats have decided to sacrifice Me Too. In case you've been living under a rock, Tara Reade is a former Senate staffer that worked for Joe Biden who claims Biden sexually assaulted her in 1993. Multiple people have come forward to confirm that Tara told them about the incident, including a now infamous call to Larry King by what Tara claims is her mother in that same year.
San Luis Obispo, California. Hello.
Yes, hello. I'm wondering what a staffer would do besides go to the press in Washington. My daughter has just left there after working for a prominent senator and could not get through with her problems at all. And the only thing she could have done was go to the press, and she chose not to do it out of respect for him.
Or she had a story to tell, but out of respect for the person she worked for, she didn't tell it.
That's true.
According to a friend, Reade told her there were multiple physical interactions with Biden that made her feel uncomfortable. The friend also says that she encouraged Reade to fill out a complaint, but they never heard back. The media dragged its feet on the issue and was forced to respond after left-wing outlets like The Intercept started reporting it. The Biden campaign was all too happy to claim exoneration after a piece in the New York Times provided some cover, but they were forced to shift their tone after the Larry King tape was exposed. The fervor to cover Biden reached a fever pitch when a prominent Washington, D.C. journalist wrote a letter to the editor of the New York Times that stated, "I don't want an investigation, I want a win." The journalist was responding to a story by the New York Times that called on the Democrat National Committee to investigate Biden, a request Tom Perez, the DNC chair, swiftly declined. So after passing around the hot potato that is the Biden sexual assault, it's hard not to get the impression that the fix is definitely in. Biden decided to respond to the incident on The Morning Joe, where Mika Brzezinski grilled the candidate, and Biden subsequently melted down.
There's no cooperation. I mean, they're not true.
Mr. Vice President,
I don't know what else I can say to you.
Are you absolutely certain? Are you absolutely positive there is no record of any complaint by Tara Reade against you?
I am absolutely positive that no one that I'm aware of ever has been made aware of any complaint, a formal complaint made by, or a complaint by Tara Reade against me at the time this allegedly happened 27 years ago, or until I announced for I guess it was in April or May of this year. I know of no one who's aware that any complaint was made.
So, personnel records aside, are you certain there was nothing about Tara Reade in those records? And if so,
I am absolutely certain.
Why not approve a search of her name in those records?
Approve a search of her name?
Yes, and reveal anything that might be related to Tara Reade in the University of Delaware records.
There is nothing. They wouldn't. They're not there. And if it's. I don't understand the point you're trying to make.
The point I'm trying to make is that
there are no personnel records by definition.
The point I'm trying to make is that you are approving and actually calling for a search of the National Archives records of anything pertaining to Tara Reade. I'm asking why not do the same in the University of Delaware records, which have raised questions because they were supposed to be revealed to the public and then they were sealed for a longer period of time. Why not do it for both sets of records?
Because the material in the University of Delaware has no personnel files, but it does have a lot of confidential conversations that I had with the president about a particular issue, that I had with the heads of state of other places, that would not be something that would be revealed while I was in public office or while I was seeking public office. It just stands to reason, to the best of my knowledge, no one else has done that either.
I'm just talking about her name, not anybody else in those records. A search for that. Nothing classified with the president or anybody else. I'm just asking, why not do a search for Tara Reade's name in the University of Delaware records?
Look, I mean, who does that search?
The University of Delaware. Perhaps you set up a commission that can do it. I don't know. Whatever is the fairest way to create the most transparency.
Well, look, Mika, she said she filed a report. She has her employment records still. She said she refiled a report with the only office that would have a report in the United States Senate at the time. If the report was ever filed, it was filed there, period.
Biden can't even handle simple questions from Mika on a network that should be friendly territory. If this wasn't at all hypocritical, the best is yet to come. Democrats appear unshaken by these revelations. The Vote Blue, No Matter Who brigade has waged an all-out offensive against the accuser, Tara Reade. The Clinton years serve as a reminder of why feminists are throwing their so-called principles to the side, saying they'll vote for Biden either way. One writer and feminist wrote in the New York Times that sacrificing the Me Too movement was worth voting for Joe Biden, all to rid America of sitting President Donald Trump. She even alleges that although she realizes how it will hinder future testimonies of women that have been assaulted, the likelihood of them being believed, she will still vote for Biden, and actually encourages others to do the same. Where do Democrat voters fit into this? A Monmouth poll of Democrat voters said 55% believe the allegations are not true. Surprise. When you juxtapose the standard to how Republicans are treated, you see a stunning contrast. Democrats have never actually supported women. They've actually supported candidates and used the mirage of moral high ground to club Republican politicians, businesses, and anyone that stands in their way. The silence from feminist groups across America has been absolutely deafening, which is in staunch contrast to what we witnessed during the Kavanaugh hearings in 2018. The same women that condemned Brett Kavanaugh with little to no corroboration are now sitting on their hands. Still don't believe feminism isn't being used as a political weapon? Tara Reade hasn't really exposed Biden. Rather, her accusation has once again exposed more about third-wave feminism and its attempt to weaponize their movement, which is to change the justice system of America and overall control of who is allowed to possess power in American government. I don't believe that Joe Biden should be hanged simply because a woman has come forward and accused him of sexual assault. However, this was not the case with Brett Kavanaugh and several others that were thrown to the wolves because they were Republican men in power. Remember, any woman that simply stood by and asked for corroboration or facts concerning Christine Ford were deemed a rape apologist and enablers of an oppressive system. Yet there are women, including feminists, that are claiming they'll still vote for Joe Biden, although they question the allegations against him. What's hypocrisy? Women that grab a shovel and bury their own flawed narrative in order to get rid of a sitting president. Well done, ladies. Well done.